12 months might sound like a long time, until you realize it's your one and only shot to undo a Social Security mistake. For thousands who filed early, especially during the uncertainty of the pandemic, that 12-month window to withdraw an application is closing fast. And if they miss the looming November 1st cutoff, they'll permanently forfeit the chance to reset and refile later for a much higher benefit.
Backhand index pointing right. If this information helped you, don't stop here. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you're always one step ahead. We break down important updates like this clearly so you're never caught off guard. Join our community, stay informed, and take control of your financial future, starting today. Flexed Biceps Calendar.
This isn't a theoretical loss. It's a real and irreversible financial hit that could cost over $2,400 every month for life. The consequences of inaction stretch far beyond just one decision. Whether it's switching between survivor and retirement benefits, coordinating spousal claims, or managing income under the earnings test, these rules don't bend for late paperwork. Recent system delays have made early action even more critical. If you're not ahead of the deadline, you're already behind. Understanding the difference between withdrawing and suspending benefits, knowing when to file, and acting before that calendar flips is what stands between retirees and the income they've earned over decades. There's a deadline barreling toward millions of Social Security recipients, and if you miss it, you could be throwing away over $2,400 a month, every single month, for the rest of your life. The date: November 1st. This isn't hype. This is about critical action you may need to take before that date if you want to correct a decision, avoid irreversible penalties, and secure the retirement income you've earned. At the center of this issue is the 12-month rule, the Social Security Administration's little-known provision that allows beneficiaries to withdraw their application within a year of filing. If you filed early, whether during the COVID-19 uncertainty, due to job loss or pressure, you may now be regretting that choice. But you do have a shot to fix it. The catch: you only get 12 months from your filing date, and you must repay all benefits received so far. It's a one-time reset. Miss that window and it's gone for good. And if your 12-month period ends on or around November 1st, that's your hard stop. What's at stake here is not pocket change. Early filers who started benefits before full retirement age can lose out on thousands per year, tens of thousands over a lifetime. By withdrawing the initial claim and waiting until age 70, retirees can see an 8% annual boost in their monthly benefit. That means a $2,400 check today could grow to over $3,100 per month down the line. But you only get that chance if you withdraw within that 12-month period. This is not extendable. It's locked in. For many, this deadline is especially urgent now because of pandemic-era decisions. Thousands filed early in 2020, 2021, or 2022, and are now nearing the expiration of their 12-month window. If that includes you or a spouse, parent, or loved one, you need to take this seriously. SSA doesn't issue reminders. No letters, no alerts. It's on you to act. And because Social Security's administrative systems are bogged down from recent upgrades, even simple actions now face serious processing delays. That's why November 1st isn't just a paper date. You need to act weeks ahead to make sure your request is received, processed, and executed on time. There's also serious confusion around withdrawal versus suspension. Let's clear it up. Withdrawal is only available within that first 12 months. It lets you erase your claim, repay what you received, and restart the process later, hopefully at a higher benefit level. Suspension, on the other hand, is only available after reaching full retirement age. With suspension, you don't have to pay back prior benefits, but your checks stop until you resume them, and your benefit grows during that pause. The downside: if anyone else, like a spouse or child, is receiving benefits off your record, those stop too. That's a critical distinction. Withdrawal resets everything and is irreversible once the window closes. Suspension is flexible but only available later and comes with trade-offs. Now let's talk survivor and spousal benefits. Recent changes have opened up new doors, but only if you time things right. If you're receiving survivor benefits and are approaching your full retirement age, you may be eligible to switch over to your own retirement benefit, which could be significantly higher. Or vice versa. That switch, if timed correctly, can add tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. But these decisions are time-sensitive. Your eligibility and optimal filing dates may also tie into that same November 1st period if your birthday or retirement anniversary aligns. Spouses and divorced spouses face another layer of complexity. If you were married for at least 10 years and are now divorced, you could qualify for benefits based on your ex's work record. But again, coordination matters. You can't just flip the switch anytime. There are windows and age thresholds that must be followed. Some of these are fixed by law. Others are locked in due to administrative changes. If you wait too long, the benefits you qualify for right now could disappear entirely, or be reduced forever. Then there's the earnings test. If you're still working while receiving benefits and you haven't yet reached full retirement age, your income matters a lot. For 2024, the limit is $21,240. Go over that, and Social Security will withhold $1 for every $2 you earn above the cap. That could wipe out months of payments. But here's the part most people miss. Once you hit full retirement age, those withheld amounts are recalculated and added back into your future benefit. Still, the timing matters. Start too soon and you could face serious short-term losses. Start strategically and you could walk away with higher payments for life. What this all boils down to is coordination. Your benefit options are more complex than ever. Survivor, spousal, divorced spouse, early filer, earnings test, suspension, withdrawal. Every category has its own rules, windows, and consequences. And with SSA systems facing new delays, the cushion for making a mistake is getting thinner. If you're planning on submitting a withdrawal, that paperwork needs to be in and processed in time. The effective date is always the first of the month. You can't submit something on the 30th and expect it to take effect the next day. It won't. The delay could cost you. We also need to talk money. Withdrawing your application means you have to pay back every dollar you've received. That's no small sum. For many, it's thousands, sometimes tens of thousands. You'll need access to that cash, whether through savings, temporary borrowing, or other liquid assets. This strategy is only feasible if you're financially able to repay and delay. But if you are, the long-term payoff could be massive. Why aren't more people talking about this? Because the system is confusing. Because the SSA doesn't promote it. Because once you've filed, you assume the decision is done. But it's not unless you wait too long. The power to fix an early filing mistake exists. But you only get one chance. And for thousands, that chance ends on or before November 1st. If you don't act now, if you ignore the window, you may end up locked into permanently lower payments. That means less money every month, every year, for the rest of your life. And not just for you. If your benefits are lower, so are spousal or dependent benefits tied to your record. The decision doesn't just affect your wallet, it affects your family's stability too. The worst part. It's avoidable. The deadline is clear. The rules are public. The strategies are available. But you have to take the first step. Contact the Social Security Administration. Speak to a certified financial planner or retirement benefit specialist. Make sure you know your filing date. Check whether you're within that 12-month window. Evaluate your benefit levels. Understand the impact of suspending or withdrawing. And if you qualify and the math makes sense for your future, submit your withdrawal now, not later. The rules have changed. The system is slower. The stakes are higher. If your filing anniversary is approaching, or if you know someone who filed early and now regrets it, this is the time to act. Don't wait until it's too late. Once that 12-month clock runs out, there's no do-over. There's no second shot. And if you miss that November 1st cutoff, the benefits you lose could add up to hundreds of thousands over your retirement years. So here's what you need to do. Check your Social Security filing date immediately. If you're within 12 months, evaluate whether withdrawing makes sense. If you're planning a benefit switch, spousal, survivor, or otherwise, review the dates and deadlines. If you're working while collecting, review your income and earnings test exposure. Contact the relevant Social Security office, submit paperwork early. And don't rely on SSA to remind you. This isn't about panic. It's about power. The power to take control of your retirement income. But that power fades every day you wait. Don't be the person who finds out too late. Don't leave money on the table. Take action before November 1st and secure the benefits you deserve. If this helped you or someone you love, hit that like button. Share this video with everyone you know who's on Social Security or thinking about filing. Leave a comment if you've already gone through this process or if you have questions. And subscribe so you don't miss critical updates that could protect your financial future. Let's get something straight. Social Security is your money. You earned it. You paid into the system every paycheck for decades. And yet, one wrong move, one missed deadline, and you could end up collecting far less than what you deserve. That's not a glitch. That's not some rare scenario. That's the reality facing thousands of retirees right now as the November 1st deadline looms. And if you're not paying attention, it could hit you next. Here's what makes this situation so dangerous. It's silent. There's no siren, no bold letter from the Social Security Administration warning you. The 12-month withdrawal window quietly expires and takes with it your chance to fix a bad filing decision. You won't get a second opportunity. You won't get a phone call reminding you that you just cost yourself tens of thousands in retirement income. It's final. That's why it's so urgent to take action before the clock runs out. Let's break this down a bit more. When you file for Social Security benefits early, say at 62, you lock yourself into a lower monthly payment. For many, that decision was made out of necessity. Maybe you lost a job during the pandemic. Maybe you needed the income because your retirement savings were hit. That was understandable then. But now, if your financial situation has stabilized and you're realizing that higher monthly benefits would serve you better in the long run, you need to move, and fast. Delaying your benefits to age 70 can increase your monthly check by about 8% for every year you wait beyond full retirement age. That's not a little bump. That's a game changer. We're talking about turning a $2,400 check into a $3,100 check. Every single month. For the rest of your life. That difference could be the gap between struggling and thriving. And if you live into your 80s or 90s, which let's be honest more and more people are doing, that adds up to 6 figures in extra income. But you only unlock that opportunity if you withdraw your initial claim within the first 12 months. If that 12-month mark falls on or around November 1st and you haven't acted yet, this is your last chance. You need to get in touch with Social Security immediately. Not next week. Not tomorrow. Today. Because even if you submit your paperwork on time, there's no guarantee it'll be processed quickly. The system is backed up, and delays are already affecting beneficiaries nationwide. And just to be clear, withdrawal is not some half measure. It wipes the slate clean. You have to repay everything you've received so far, every dollar. For some, that's a big ask. You may need to pull from savings or find a short-term solution. But for those who can manage it, the long-term benefit could be immense. Think of it this way. Would you invest $20,000 now to gain $100,000 or more over your retirement years? That's the math. That's the choice. But again, it's only available for a very short time. Let's shift to another group of people who really need to be paying attention. Survivors, spouses, and divorced spouses. The rules governing these benefits have changed, and they're more complicated than ever. If you're collecting survivor benefits, you might be eligible to switch to your own retirement benefit later on. But the timing has to be perfect. If you switch too early or too late, you could miss out on thousands. Same goes for spousal and divorced spousal benefits. If you're divorced and your marriage lasted at least 10 years, you could qualify for benefits based on your ex's record. But if you don't know how to coordinate that with your own retirement benefits, you're probably leaving money on the table. And with the year-end fast approaching, you need to look at how these options align with your age, your work history, and your filing timeline. Missing the coordination window could mean you never get the maximum benefit you qualify for. What's especially concerning is how many people are being impacted by the earnings test. This rule affects those who are working and claiming benefits before reaching full retirement age. The limit for 2024 is $21,240. Go over that, And the SSA claws back $1 for every $2 above the cap. That's a huge penalty. Many people don't realize this until they start getting reduced or suspended checks. And by then, it's too late. The worst part. The money isn't lost forever. It can be recalculated and credited back once you hit full retirement age. But that doesn't help if you needed that money now. Planning your work and your benefits in tandem is absolutely crucial. And don't forget, the SSA's systems have been overhauled recently. Processing times are longer. Staff is overwhelmed. Even routine requests are taking longer than usual. That means even if your personal deadline is technically later than November 1st, you still need to act now. Because if your request doesn't get processed in time, the SSA doesn't care that you mailed it early. They go by processing date, not postmark. That delay could be the difference between securing higher lifetime income and getting stuck with lower monthly checks forever. If all of this sounds complicated, it is. Social Security isn't simple. It's not supposed to be. But that doesn't mean you should give up or assume everything will work out. These are decisions that affect your financial stability for the next 20 or 30 years. You must do the homework. You must get help if you need it. Contact the Social Security Administration. Set up a meeting with a benefits counselor or a retirement planner. Get the facts specific to your case. Because what works for your neighbor, your friend, or even your spouse might not work for you. Also, don't let pride get in the way. Too many people feel embarrassed about asking for help or admitting they made a mistake when filing early. But the worst mistake is doing nothing and locking yourself into a decision that costs you and your family money every single month. And don't forget about your loved ones. If you know someone who filed for Social Security in the last year, especially during the pandemic years, check in with them. Ask when they filed. Ask if they know about the 12-month withdrawal rule. 'Cause most people don't. And once the deadline passes, there's no appeal, no reversal, no grace period. The same urgency applies to those considering switching benefit types, especially widows and widowers. Survivor benefits offer flexibility that most don't realize. You can start with one benefit type and switch to another later. But the timing is everything. Switching too early or too late can permanently reduce the total amount you receive. For many, switching to a higher retirement benefit at full retirement age or age 70 is the smarter play. But again, the opportunity must be claimed on time. No one at the SSA is going to tell you this unless you ask. That's why staying informed and proactive is the key. Now here's the bottom line. This is your money. You worked hard for it. You paid into this system for decades. You deserve to get every dollar you're entitled to. But the system is complicated, the deadlines are strict, and the consequences of missing them are real. Whether it's the 12-month withdrawal rule, the earnings test, or benefit coordination for spouses and survivors, the risks of waiting are too high. So don't wait. Don't assume. Don't hope it works out. Today, before the November 1st deadline seals off one of the last remaining options for optimizing your Social Security benefits. Now, call the Social Security office. Get the right advice. And take back control of your retirement future, while you still can. Time is not on your side anymore. With each passing day, more retirees are waking up to the harsh reality. They missed their 12-month window. They didn't know. They weren't told. They thought they had more time. And now they're stuck. Locked into a lower benefit for life. It's not fair, but it's happening. And unless you act before the November 1st deadline, or sooner if your specific 12-month mark comes earlier, you could be next. What's so frustrating is that the system isn't built to help you navigate this. Social Security doesn't send out a notice that says, "Hey, you're at month 11. Are you sure you're happy with your benefit amount?" There's no reminder, no warning, no push notification. This critical, once-in-a-lifetime decision just expires silently while you're busy living your life. That's why it's not enough to know the rule. You have to act on it. And let's be brutally honest. This is not about taking a gamble. This is about correcting a rushed decision you may have made under pressure. Maybe you lost your job during the pandemic. Maybe your 401k dropped and you panicked. That's completely understandable. But the financial hit you take from locking into benefits too early, that mistake compounds. You could be shortchanging yourself by hundreds every month. And thousands every year. Multiply that over 2, 3, even 4 decades of retirement. You're talking about a 6-figure loss. Now ask yourself, would you accept a permanent pay cut at work if you had the chance to undo it? Would you settle for less money simply because the deadline snuck up on you? No, you'd fight for every dollar. You'd fix it if you could. Well, you can. But not for much longer. And this isn't just about your check. If your benefits are lower, your spouse's benefits tied to your record could be lower too. Dependent children. Same story. The impact of your filing decision ripples across your household. So when you act, you're not just securing your future, you're protecting your family. But the sad truth, the majority won't take action. They'll assume everything's fine. They'll believe they can figure it out later. And by the time they realize what's happened, the window will be closed. The paperwork won't be processed in time, and the opportunity will be gone forever. That doesn't have to be you. Right now, this moment, you still have the chance to review your situation. Check your filing date. Pull your benefit statement. Look at your timeline. If you're still within the 12-month window, especially if your deadline is approaching November 1st, do not wait another day. Contact the Social Security Administration. Submit your withdrawal form. Get the process moving. The longer you wait, the higher the risk that the system delays will cost you your last shot at fixing this. If you found this helpful, don't scroll away. Like the video. Share it with anyone you know on Social Security. Comment below with your questions or experiences. This is how we help each other. And subscribe for more updates like this, because the next deadline won't wait either.